In this video, we're going to be going over the 9 types of social media marketing that you can do to grow your sales. It's all going to come back to that because once you understand what the different types of social media marketing are, it's kind of like being able to choose which vehicle is best available to get you to your goal of ultimately growing your sales. Not just leads, not just traffic, but sales, revenue. Let's get into it. So in doing research for this video and the article that goes with it, if you want to read that, the link is going to be in the description. But in preparation, I was doing research and I typed in types of social media marketing into Google, and the top results that came up was from this company called Front Porch Solutions. And I just think the content of the article in terms of what are types of social media marketing, it's completely wrong. So for example, what they tell you is that the types of social media marketing campaigns that are out there are brand awareness, engagement, traffic, and conversions. No. In terms of strategy, that would be your goal. That is the destination that you want to get to. And the type of social media marketing campaign that you're going to choose from is more like the vehicle. Okay, so you're going to distinguish between the goal or the destination and the vehicle. All right. So let's talk about what are each of those vehicles that you can drive in terms of your brand, in terms of your business, in terms of, yes, you want, traffic and engagement on the way, but ultimately, again, it's all about growing your sales revenue because you are a business. And if you are not driving more revenue, then what are we doing? Why are we bothering to post on social media? Because other people, marketers say that we should? No. If it doesn't work for your brand or if you're spread too thin, you shouldn't do it. If you're going to focus on it and you're going to develop it and you're going to be strategic about it, okay, separating the goal from choosing the vehicle, then it makes sense. So make sure that you have that defined first. So the first type of social media marketing campaign is one that is user-generated content-based, or UGC, to start. So user-generated content, or UGC, is exactly what it sounds like. You probably don't need me to define it for you, but to put it simply, it's where a business or a brand, you want your product or service to be appearing alongside or being featured in the content that other users on social media, like Instagram, for example, as they're going about their daily life, or it's either kind of like a side note, like they're kind of doing something and they're telling a story, and oh look, your product or service or brand is just kind of inserted there, and it's part of the overall kind of story arc, if you will. Some of the most typical types of user-generated content for like a service for a small business would be someone posting to social media an authentic, just unscripted review or testimonial of what it's been like to work with your business, to buy the service from you, and what was their experience like overall. So that would be an example of user-generated content. So reviews and testimonials, videos posted on social media can be an example of user-generated content. And there are many, many other examples of how you can run a campaign for user-generated content. So we mentioned, for example, reviews and you may not even classify it as a review or testimonial, but some sort of like mention about your company, or even just someone saying thank you, and you feature that on your blog or in your media somewhere or on your website. Another example is from a wine company called Valdo Prosecco, very popular wine in Europe. I don't drink much, so I wouldn't really know, but allegedly. And their UGC campaign was saying, show us your Valdo Prosecco cocktail recipe for a chance to win a trip for 2 to Italy. To participate, all customers had to do was take a photograph of a cocktail they made with Valdo Prosecco and then write a caption sharing their secret recipe along with the hashtag, what's in your Valdo. Another example could be Skillshare, who had a referral program. And referral programs are a great kind of tactic unto themselves for growing sales or growing your revenue. But they can also be very effective at spurring people to promote you on social media from using their own authentic content. So, for example, in the case of Skillshare, someone named Mike Stevens posted, "Ahoy, friends. If you had any thoughts about joining Skillshare to learn some new skills or tricks in pretty much whatever you're into or whatever you want to be into, please give my referral link a beat. You'll get 2 free months and I'll benefit too." And then he's got like a little meme or a GIF from Napoleon Dynamite, which is actually a pretty old movie, but does it work? And the answer is yes. The next type of social media marketing campaign would be an influencer marketing campaign. This one is also pretty straightforward. Influencer marketing means you partner with other social media influencers who have some audience that you would like to reach, or there's at least some meaningful overlap with the market who you are going after, and they feature your product, either more of an indirect type of featuring in across one or more posts or content. You could also partner with them either on an affiliate basis, on a blatant paid basis. Maybe they post a review, and it can start. Often, many companies, they will just kind of like send a free sample to these different influencers, and the influencers will maybe just post a review about their experience, what they think of the product, what they think of the service, what they think of the brand. And so they can go direct like that, or they can go indirect where they're kind of like maybe just, for example, like let's say it was makeup. So maybe you would have a female influencer who's putting on her makeup during a live stream and she's talking about something else. And she says, by the way, you know, what I'm using is this brand right here, holds it up to the camera, and that's influencer marketing. The next type of social media marketing is paid ads. Okay, now this is different from paid promoted ads, which is also the next type of social media marketing. The two are different, and that's why I put them in separate categories here for two separate types of social media marketing, and I'll explain the difference. So a paid ad is different from a paid promoted post because a paid ad is happening outside of the flow of, for example, the news feed. It's usually occurring in an area where the user knows, okay, the ads appear over here, for instance. Now you compare that to paid promoted posts, which are native in terms of their format. So that would appear, for example, in the LinkedIn newsfeed or in the Facebook newsfeed. And it's meant to kind of blend in more as a native piece of content on the platform itself. So those are two different types unto themselves. And each of them have pros and cons because typically, you know, when people are on social media, unless it's like an impulse buy for between, I don't know, $5 to $50, they oftentimes don't want to leave the platform. And so if you are hard selling $1,000 per month B2B service on Instagram, good luck. And if you're doing that also outside of the normal flow, unless you're just trying to build brand awareness and you're offering a lead magnet, if you're not doing that, you're not going to get far. Both can work really well. In terms of the native format, it's kind of more camouflaging into the overall just like format of how people are consuming on each platform. So I would recommend, if you're starting out, going for that format first. And the paid ads, again, we are moving so quickly online. We are able to process visual data so much faster. So in terms of a user interface, or whichever platform it might be, when we know that there's an ad like over here, we're going to have like ad blindness. But sometimes we will kind of like look over there and we understand, okay, over here is where I'm going to look if I have some commercial intent and I'm just curious. All right, so the intent can be a little bit different because the context is a little bit. So someone who looks over there, and again, you have to test it. It's different for different markets, but there might be a little more of a different level of interest in terms of, or tolerance, you can say, for just a direct sales type of approach there versus the native format. You kind of want to go with the flow and maybe blend in. It's almost like camouflage within the platform itself, and then segue into, okay, more of a soft sell or a soft pitch for getting people kind of further down your funnel. Because remember, as we started off this video saying, this other article, which I don't know how the hell it is at the top of Google search results, you guys got to like this video and like link to the article that goes with this, because we got to get this article pushed down, is just, I think it's doing a disservice. It's saying the types of social media marketing are brand awareness, engagement, traffic, and conversions. No, that is the end goal. That is different from the vehicle that is going to get you there. The vehicle itself is the type of social media marketing. So speaking of which, the next type of social media marketing after paid ads and paid promoted posts, which are two separate, is what I would call organic posting / content marketing. Okay, organic posting / content marketing. This is where you're not paying, you're just posting in the native format for free, unpaid, and you're hoping to get kind of some natural distribution from the platform algorithms. All right, and you're looking to just engage people in your audience who are already following you, already liking your content, for instance. And similar to just regular kind of like blog post content or videos like this, for example, you're looking to share your expertise. You're looking often to teach something, share insights, captivate your audience, and establish authority. But you're not paying for that distribution, and that's why it is an organic post. The next type of social media marketing are contests and giveaways. Contests and giveaways. Pretty straightforward, just like some of the others on this list. A contest where, again, like contests can get a lot of interest because people like free stuff. Part of the trick, though, is not just giving away like, oh, free iPad, free car, whatever it might be, because you can give away something and drum up a lot of interest. Like if you are, I don't know, selling a car that flies and you're saying, we'll give you a free iPad if you just enter this contest and submit your email and invite others. And people are like, yeah, I want the free thing. But they may have no budget for the flying car, which is going to be expensive. They may have no interest in the flying car. They just want said free thing. The benefit, though, can be for a contest or a giveaway, and there are certain rules and legalities there to be considered too. Oftentimes, there are some great tools out there, though, that help you to make sure you're legally following the law and all that in terms of the contest or giveaway. But what is great about a contest or a giveaway is that you can have a small army of people who are engaged. They want said free thing, so then they will promote you. And at a minimum, you might not sell many flying cars, but you would be achieving more kind of brand recognition, distribution, engagement. So again, it really depends upon what your goal is, but there are ways just in terms of deciding, well, what is the thing that you're going to give away for free? So if you are selling a B2B service, like let's say Grobo, for example. So with Grobo, we're a bootstrap company. That's a big part of our brand. We are adamant about growing to be a multi-billion-dollar company. I started the business with nothing. I was living with family in my childhood bedroom, $200 in the bank account, and I made customers and clients our investors and just grew off of that. We started as an agency. Today we're a scalable productized service. If we were running a contest or a giveaway and we wanted to really tightly align what was being given away for free with making sure that it was probably going to reach people, and people who were entering the contest in the first place would also be likely to become customers and clients who would spend money and work with us. We might offer something that was tightly aligned, like, for example, books or courses that we in the past have charged hundreds and thousands of dollars for, and or coaching or consultation, free, for instance. And I'm not saying that would necessarily take off and be super viral, because again, there's a little more like, what do you want just kind of in terms of mass appeal, in terms of finding people who are going to be interested. On average, probably you walk down the street, you ask 10 people, oh, do you want a consultation with me and a coaching session and all these courses and books, or do you want a free iPad? On average, most people are going to say, well, maybe I'm not your target market. I'll take the free iPad, right? So, but it's an example to illustrate how you can strategically adjust the incentives in a contest or a giveaway to attract a little less perhaps to the people who are really not going to ever buy from you or spread awareness. And again, it depends on your goal. Is your goal just simply reach and engagement, or is it actually to drive sales? So you got to make those decisions based on that. The next type of social media marketing campaign is what I would call a drafting or brand association campaign. A drafting or brand association campaign. So recently in a video that I recorded just before this one, we were looking at examples of Instagram campaigns and we're analyzing them. It's a great video. I recommend you go check it out if you haven't already seen it on our channel. You can also search for Grobo Instagram campaign examples and you'll see the video and the content there. So with one of the examples to illustrate, well, what is a drafting or brand association campaign? So drafting meaning you're going off of something that is in the news, right? And kind of like two race cars. So this is a concept in racing, whether you're running or racing like a NASCAR. You might have two cars, one car in front, one car behind, and the car that is in front is having to work a little bit harder than the car that is behind because it's accelerating at 150, 200 miles an hour. It has to push the air out of the way. So it's dealing with that added friction, that added effort versus the car behind, which is drafting, is just kind of not having to work as hard, not having to deal with as much friction. So drafting is used in marketing because you can talk about something that's in the news or some sort of like pattern or logo that people are already aware of, and you can draft off of that relevant or already known topic. So for example, we looked at, you may know the kind of, it's not a company, but it's like a public domain type of logo pattern, I Heart New York or I Heart NY. And the nonprofit that was drafting off of that kind of like pattern that we know about, they just kind of removed the heart. It was a pattern interrupt, right? But they were drafting off of our awareness of it. It's eye-catching, and you want to learn more why they take the heart out of it. I New York, what does that mean? So it was an organ donation campaign, and they took the heart out because they were calling attention to the fact that they were promoting as a public service that more people should become organ donors. Another example would be Wendy's in terms of drafting and brand association. So brand association, like what do you want to associate, what ideas in the news or otherwise, or not in the news, because a lot of the news is controversial, and do you necessarily want to associate yourself with that? So Wendy's with Jason Kelce losing his Super Bowl ring. So Jason Kelce is a Super Bowl champion. You get the trophy and then you get a ring. Being a Super Bowl champion, he lost his ring in a bowl of chili. And so Wendy's was poking fun at him, trolling him for doing that. And they showed a picture of a little cup of Wendy's chili with the ring just planted on top with the words, "Found it." So that's Wendy's associating themselves. They're drafting off of what's in the news, but they're also associating their brand with humor. So the next type of social media marketing campaign is video marketing. And inside of this, I would also include as a subcategory live streaming. So video marketing is where you take videos and you produce them, edit them, and you clip them and you put them on social media. And different platforms have different kind of optimum preferences of the users on those platforms. So, for example, our attention spans are pretty short in general, but longer form content for something like YouTube and very much shorter form content for something like Instagram, TikTok, and X, for instance. Although X, I think, has a little bit of a longer formats also do pretty well. Now, live streaming is worth noting as well as a subcategory of video marketing because live streaming, again, there's more of a connection that you are building with the person who is producing the stream, the podcast, whatever they call their live stream. It's an event. It's something to anticipate. It's something to wait for. It's something to show up for. There's often a higher level of engagement, and there's more of like a human-to-human connection that is going on when that is the case. So video streaming is a little bit of a different animal, and it's exceptionally effective at just building a closer, tighter relationship with your audience. So if you say, okay, I'm going to be doing an interview with this person at this time, again, it gives people something to look forward to. In our minds, we are releasing dopamine as we anticipate and a reminder, oh, it's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up. And that is also a big factor in why it is stimulating in a way that just regular video marketing is still stimulating, but it's at a different level and has a much stronger potential to build a relationship with the audience, with the viewers. Because again, it's happening synchronously instead of asynchronously. The next type of social media marketing campaign is community marketing. So community marketing is something that I'm kind of hating on this article from this other website, but none of the other articles and resources that I checked out in preparation for this video in the article mention anything about community marketing, for example, as its own kind of separate category, because I think that it deserves its own kind of separate type of social media marketing campaign. Because typically with community marketing, you are marketing and messaging to your existing audience, okay? And this is the final type of social media marketing, so we'll end on this. Community marketing is where, for example, you might have a private Facebook group. So you're still on social media, you're still on these different platforms, but the relationship is stronger typically because the people, it's not just a public like or a public follow. It's, okay, I want to be part of this separate, more select group of likers, followers, people. It's more exclusive and it's more self-selected or selected in some cases, by the brand or business itself. Maybe you have to be VIP to get into a certain group, or you have to be a paying customer, for example. But it can be really powerful because you are meeting people where they're already at. They may not be super deep in your funnel yet, but they are substantially deeper in terms of the relationship. So in terms of marketing messages, you want to think strategically and differently about how you might do community marketing versus how you might do any of these other types of social media marketing in terms of like different campaigns they put together. And by the way, it's worth mentioning at this point too, that all of these different types of social media marketing campaigns, they're not mutually exclusive. So there can be overlap, for example, between, let's say, you do organic posting and content marketing to sort of test what naturally do the algorithms like, and then you boost it with paid promotions, for example. Or you might do organic plus UGC or organic plus contest. And so you can see there's a lot of overlap, or you can even combine maybe 3 of them together. But again, you got to separate the goal. Do I want traffic? Do I want engagement? Do I want sales? From the vehicle, which is the type of social media marketing campaign. With community marketing, because the relationship is typically deeper, meaning these people know you and or like you and or trust you at least a little bit more because they have kind of self-selected, maybe they're in this more private group, right? And so messages that are more of a direct, sales pitch or offer here are likely to resonate. So most of the other types of social media marketing campaigns on this list, they tend to be top of funnel. With contest and giveaway, you can say maybe that's a little lower in the funnel because maybe you're collecting someone's email list. But with community marketing, it's definitely lower funnel. Because with the others, typically if you're going just for reach and engagement, that's typically like a lot easier versus where you're offering something to generate leads directly, or something to build your email list, or something for people to go and actually buy. Community marketing and or paid ads that are happening outside the flow are often going to perform better for you. Although again, paid promoted posts can also do pretty well. So that's the full list of 9 types of social media marketing campaigns. I hope you found value in this video. Which resonated with you the most? Which is most appealing and most relevant, you think, to where your company and your brand is at? And I want you to think now, what is one tactical action that you want to take in terms of your social media marketing coming out of this video? Just one. And I say that specifically, and I invite you also take 30 seconds and type it out or write it down, because you are much more likely to actually take action on it, which would put you in the top 1% of people who watch this video, because you're taking some action towards taking the full action, which is to execute on something in terms of implementation, in terms of getting closer to actually getting a result. And that's what I want for you. I want for you to get results. I want for you to grow your sales and your business coming out of this video. So just one, go ahead, write it down right now. And as I mentioned earlier in the video, if you're interested in learning more about how you can delegate unlimited digital marketing tasks and projects, because it's good to write it down, but what's also better, other than doing it yourself, is to be able to delegate it to an all-in-one marketing team, which is what Grobo.com has to offer you. So with Grobo, you can delegate unlimited digital marketing tasks and projects without the headaches of hiring. And it's for a flat monthly fee. I believe if you do the math, our entry-level package starts at like $19 per day. So it's super affordable. And part of how we're able to offer this all-in-one team, again, it's just been an iterative process in terms of building our own workflows and proprietary software and algorithms over time. So it's an incredible value because it's like project management software, but with proven pros already inside: copywriters, designers, developers, ads managers, strategists, project manager, video motion graphics, and more, up to 13 skill sets as of the time of this video. And you can try it for just $7 for your first week. So it's an amazing deal. You don't have to go out and hire your own people, manage your own people. What do you want to get done? You just delegate it via a voice note or by typing it out, and we do it for you. And we do it with the peace of mind that comes from having an all-in-one team of human pros. Plus, we also have built-in quality checks. So it's an amazing value. Check it out at Grobo.com, and you can book a call or watch a demo there as well. One of the biggest compliments in terms of this content that you can give, other than taking action and just getting a result or signing up for Grobo.com, is to like, subscribe, and especially share. If we see people sharing it with others, that is just super validating and encouraging to us to continue making more and more content and getting better and better as we develop and figure out what you guys most need help with and then give it to you. So with all that, I hope you found this video to be valuable and informative. I will see you in the next video. As always, keep growing and stay focused.